We're live. Oh, broadcast. Logan, can you have a look at this? Please try again. We're just waiting to go live on Sprout Right's Facebook page. Are we okay everywhere else, Logan? No. I'll just hang on a second. Good. I'm not sure if... No? Not working?
No, this isn't working.
Which one? Is or not?
Not.
Okay, sorry peeps. One moment please. I'm always fascinated when things are not quite technologically going right. Are you managing that one, Logan?
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Okay. Here we go. Let's try and do this. Accessing camera. Okay, we'll go back and see something about this after. I think Sprout Right. Okay, that one's live. Instagram? No? Okay, she's gonna keep on trying with Instagram, and otherwise we'll post it to Instagram after. So welcome to, oh my gosh, what even day is it? Day 10? Day 10 of self-isolation. It's becoming a big blur. Everyone who's ahead of us on this front, I'm sure, understands all of that. So welcome to Cook Together. My name's Leanne Phillipson. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, then this is our 10th, so you can go back and check out many of the recipes that I'm talking about from my book, Sprout Right Family Food. So, because this is to try and get you in the kitchen a bit more, get your family in the kitchen a little bit more, it's just a crazy time that we're living through right now, and the snackathon that I keep hearing about of everyone that loves just being in the kitchen and just what else does the fridge got for me right now? So let's put something good in the fridge so that you can head to it. And this is such a big batch and such a tremendous meal that let's do this, and then you'll have a whole bunch of leftovers for the next little bit. So the delicious lentil dal is the bottom photo in this picture here. And originally we served that with the finger food pancakes, which you can still do, or you can do like a chapati or a wrap or something like that. You can make some basmati rice, some brown rice, long grain brown rice or short grain brown rice, and add, just pile some of this on top. But it's a really super delicious recipe, and also so good to have lots and lots of leftovers. So welcome. Today I'm going to not chop this because I did this the other day on one of the lives, and I started crying. So I was gonna say I was gonna cheat, but you know what? This is not cheating at all. I'm gonna use the little hand chopper right here and get rid of all these ends so that they're out of my way and that I don't end up crying because of the onions. Did you have a comment or a question, Lydia?
Claire Curtis Doing said I love Dhal.
Oh, yes. How are you doing, Claire, all the way out in west of Vancouver even, I think, aren't you? I hope everything's going well for you and your beautiful daughter out there. So, when I use these little guys, I kind of try and make it a little bit easier on them. I don't make it too challenging. So, holy smokes, the onions. I thought, no, I'll be fine. I'm not gonna cry. This is not gonna make me cry, but I think it is. I'm gonna throw my garlic in there too, and for today, because we want as much garlic and onions in our life as possible right now. Yesterday I made the apple butter dip with raw garlic, and is Instagram's up? Okay, welcome Instagram. I'm sorry that this is a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties. For anybody that just popped on, my eyes are going because of the onions. We're making the delicious lentil dal today. So it can be a vegetarian vegan meal, or it can be, I'm gonna actually add in some chicken broth that I've made. So into my chopper goes, okay, so cover your ears, it's gonna be a bit loud. So just give it a quick pulse. If you're making this for the younger age group, this is actually from the super chunky section of my book, more for your under age 1 toddlers, but obviously for the whole family. But from that age on, then you want it to be probably a little bit smaller, a little bit smoother. So hey, presto, it's done. I've got my saucepan here ready to go. I'm just gonna give that a couple of minutes to warm up again. It was getting a bit too toasty there for a minute. Yes, Logan.
Claire said, all good from Vancouver Island. Great to be connected with you through these videos.
Oh, thank you, Claire. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so I have my onions and garlic. I'm gonna put that over there because it's getting my eyes again. Somewhere I have a peeler. I thought I got it out. So let's peel the sweet potato. As you can tell, I love sweet potatoes. I use sweet potatoes a lot. And I tell you why, as opposed to potatoes, because this color, this vibrant color of sweet potato is so incredible for antioxidants. And I actually recorded a new podcast episode that's coming out on Monday, all about immune boosting foods and the foods that you need to eat every single day for your immunity. Onions and garlic were actually on the list, on the top of my list. So we've got both of those in this recipe. And then also super colorful foods like this one. So we're gonna chop this into small-ish kind of pieces. Again, it depends on the age group that you're cooking this for. So as I always teach in my cooking classes, when you've got something that's wobbly, then just find a place where you can create a flat surface. And then you start on one side and then you go all the way over. Then when you can't go any further, then you end up, so hello, sweet potato fries, which is what we made last night. What did I even make last night?
Chicken.
Oh, the chicken nibbles, yeah. It's been a day. My brain's frazzled today. So we just go along, and then once you have got some pretty good size fries happening here, I can hear that sizzling back here. So I'm just gonna put the onions and the garlic in. Wouldn't quite happen like that, but that's okay. Just pop all of that in there. Give it a quick stir. I don't have it on too high. The recipe actually suggests that you just throw everything in, and that's a lot of the time, a lot of the recipes, the way that I make things is everything just kind of goes in the pan all at the same time, especially all the recipes for the younger ages. So these are quite small. They can be bigger. You can do quite big chunks if you want. I still, even at this age, my kids are 14 and 16, I still kind of make everything in like mini muffins. I make everything still kind of quite small. Pancakes that I make are still quite small. So I don't know, I just kind of got into the habit of it. Maybe we're just all used to it. So chopping these things kind of small is a little bit more habit after teaching cooking classes for so many years. So it doesn't take very long to get all of this chopped up. And this is just one medium sweet potato. And the fiber as well that we get from sweet potato versus white potato is also huge. And as I said, the antioxidants, the vitamin C is such an unsung hero for your immune system. And if I haven't said it before, I'll say it again. They're using it so far the only place I've heard, but they really need it, is in New York. They're using vitamin C as part of the cocktail of medicines to help support patients with COVID-19. So the fact that there is IV vitamin C going in is absolutely huge. So if that's what they're using for treatment, then I say we need to get it into our bodies every single day. So My alka-see is a great way to do it, getting something like this. Get a little bit more than just your orange juice. Don't rely on that for your vitamin C because it's not enough. Eat the whole orange. That's what I would actually suggest that you do. Okay, so let's turn that up just a little bit. We'll call that slightly transparent for the onions. And then I'm gonna put all of this in here. Why don't I do something clever, like try and put it in a bowl first before I try and lose it between here and this and the stove. So in they go. It's actually quite nice before you put in any of the other ingredients to add in the spices. So I have cumin and turmeric here. Talk about anti-inflammatory. Oh my gosh, if we had this going in like by IV, it would be absolutely incredible. So the curcumin, which is the really important part of the spice turmeric, is absolutely bonkers for anti-inflammatory. So after I broke my ribs about 1.5 years ago, I was taking curcumin every single day for anti-inflammatory properties that were just to help the inflammation, so that I wasn't having to take anti-inflammatory medication every single day. So I put that in. This is when everything starts to smell so lovely from the cumin. Just to give it a few minutes for all the lovely aromatics of the spices to be released. And then, so we've got all of those going. I'm going to throw these in as well now. Give them just a few minutes. And then I'm going to get ready the greens. So far we've got cilantro, we've got baby spinach, and this is supposed to have Swiss chard in it, which I don't actually have. So it's going to be kale instead. So to de-stem your kale, if you've never done this before, just hold on to the leaves and then just pull it along, and then you get most of this off. Same thing again here, just like that. And because the stem is not so crash hot to eat, it actually ends up being really quite, I don't know, bitter, hard, all that kind of stuff. And then just gather your kale up, and I would do this the same with chard, and you just try to make kind of like ribbons with it, really. Kale loves kind of being bashed. It loves being massaged. It loves kind of getting a little bit of, just kind of beaten up a little bit because it can take it. So that is the kale that's going to go in a little bit. Now spinach is much, much, much more delicate. I've got that here, and spinach wilts down to nothing. The kale we will end up with still a fair bit of kale going on in there. So spinach I will do the same thing. So just trying to make ribbons. You can chop it up smaller if you've got some resistant eaters to the green stuff. It's up, it's really, really up to you. But this amount of spinach is fantastic. The recipe calls for about 2 cups or so. I don't know. I always probably add in too much because I think that the girls are not going to notice it. I'll put in another small handful just to have a little bit extra. There we go. Okay, so some fabulous greens, and those are all going to wilt. I have my red lentils here. I also have my chickpeas that I've just drained by leaving the lid in, so that's all gone in there. Your lentils do need a rinse. You do have to put them into a sieve colander. They'll go through the little holes, so just pop those into your sieve, and you do need to give them a pretty good rinse. Let's check on things back here. Looking really, really good. Just cook that sweet potato a smidge. Excellent. Now the greens are going to go in towards the end. The next thing that's going to go in is the broth. So it does call for 3 cups of water. If you've got some veggie broth or you've got some broth hanging around, then definitely use it. You can make the veggie broth from my book. You can make the make the meat broth. That is definitely a meat broth that I've made there. And where did I do with my lentils? There we go. So just give them a good rinse. They tend to get a bit frothy on top, so you know that they're well rinsed once that froth tends to go away. If you miss out this step, then you'll end up with some kind of this frothy stuff on top, so you'll have to skim it off. So it's definitely better to do this before you add in your lentils. So red lentils, crazy high in fiber. Again, they're actually orange, they're not red. Crazy high in fiber. You've got the antioxidant potential from the color again. So this is a really green and orange dish, which is one of my favorites. I still absolutely love this one, and it's such a great plant-based, if you want it to be, dish that really is quite well loved. So into my pot goes all the lentils. I'll turn that up. So I'm going to bring that to a boil, and then the red lentils really only take about 10 minutes to soften, and then they just kind of melt into whatever the liquid is that you have. And then these chickpeas are already cooked. If you want to make chickpeas from scratch, you totally can. Boiling, soaking, or soaking then boiling them, you can do that absolutely. I've got some cilantro here that I've washed, but I'm just going to get ready. Cilantro, you can definitely use the stems. Parsley, not so much. So this I'm going to throw in at the very, very end. So both of these are going to go in towards the end, and the kale a little bit sooner because it does need a little bit more time to soften. So the chickpeas can go in also. Hopefully this will come to a boil. This might be another situation where I post what's happening with it after, how it ends up looking in the end, just so that you're not staying online for a really long time, unless anybody has any questions that you wanted to ask me about any of the recipes that I've done or anything to do with your immunity. If there's recipes that you would like me to cook. I was wondering about maybe doing some dips. Actually, tomorrow, is that Friday? I think tomorrow's Friday. We can do, I was thinking of taco night. That's one of the favorite images in my book. So look out for the recipe for tomorrow's dinner earlier in the day on social media. And if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, then you'll find the recipe below, and then also on social media. If you haven't already, do sign up for my newsletter, either on Sproutrite if you've got a family, or leannephillipson.com if you're out of that phase, not making meals for the younger generation at the moment. That information that I send out in the newsletter, I'm going to send out tomorrow a nice roundup of everything that we've put out this week, and then also include any radio segments because I've been doing a lot of that. I'm doing a radio segment this evening, and any TV spots that I think are of use to you and of that would be interesting for you, your family, or anyone else that you can share it with. So once this has come to the boil, I will simmer it. But after about 10 minutes, like I said, I'm going to put in the kale first. If you're actually using Swiss chard, which is what this calls for, then you would put in the chard. When you work with Swiss chard, it kind of looks like a red piece of celery, and then all the leaves grow off of that. That you can actually chop up just like you would celery, and you can throw that in there too. And then it just amps up the nutrient value of everything that you're offering to yourself and also to your family. So I will leave you today with that, knowing that hopefully if you're cooking this, then you've got everything going on your stove top. Just watch out in about 10 minutes. Then once it comes to a simmer, then I'm going to add in the kale first, leave it for about 10 minutes, watch it, keep stirring it, and then just at the last minute I'll add in these two greens. They'll just wilt, and presto, dinner. So thanks so much for being online with me today. Tune in tomorrow again for a whole new recipe. Like I said, I think it's going to be taco night because that's just a lot of fun. And our avocados are almost soft enough to make guac. Yes! So have a lovely evening. Stay safe. Stay well. Keep that immune system boosted. Do check out sproutright.com for my immune boosting supplement package from the Take This by Leanne supplement line. And of course, just reach out if you have any other questions. Thanks so much. Take care, and we'll see you soon.